Hey Cancer, welcome to my channel, The Tarot Writer. I'm here to do your Cancer reading for the month of July. Thank you for joining me. Your quote of the month, instead of doing a card of your energy card, so your quote of the month is, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open?" So I'll have the quote right there for you, and that will be your quote for the month. So let's see what we have for you for July, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for you in the month of July. Why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open? All right, so let's see what we have. Okay, interesting. This is an interesting start already. All right, so it looks like just with these three cards, we have the 10 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Moon. So really interesting that I just read that quote about why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open, because these are almost like prison bars right here. Something is over, but maybe you're being like held down by it. You're almost hiding behind this imprisonment. You're not letting go of something, even though something ended, and it's maybe really difficult to move on from. Because we also have the Moon card here, and the Moon card to me a lot of times symbolizes like a question mark. We don't know what's out there. And just like the quote says, why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open? It's because it's scary out there. We almost like would prefer to stay in something that we know is no longer good for us, perhaps no longer works for us, but just because we feel safe there. Some people actually feel safer behind bars, keeps them off the street, keeps them away from the drugs, whatever it might be, you know, and this might actually be a reality for you. You might say, actually, I know somebody who's in prison and this is actually what they're dealing with. But if it's not, you know, if it is a metaphor, yeah, there is something imprisoning you and it's time to let go and move on. But, you know, the 4 of Pentacles here tells me that this is something you've been using as a way of hiding. Like you're hiding out behind the prison. You're hiding out behind these bars, hiding behind this ending, because moving on is so much harder. There's a big question mark. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have the 8 of Cups. So there's this, definitely this is showing me that you need to move on from something. See what else comes out for you. Very interesting beginning. Okay, the Hermit. And we have the 4 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. So with the Hermit here, I'm seeing that, especially with these 3 cards right here, that you're going to need some time to really think about things, to use all the knowledge you have from your experience. These are your experiences right here. And you're holding on to your experiences because the future is unknown. The future is very mystified. It's dark. We don't know how to get through the shadows of the night. But with the Hermit, he's that guide. He's the teacher, the guru. And I think that's already within you. It could be a friend or a teacher, a loved one who can be this Hermit to you. However, let the Hermit guide you through these 10 of Swords, because even though you've had all these 10 experiences, metaphorically, or the swords are the symbol, take what you've learned from that and exercise free will to move on. There's no fear. You're not being held back by fear or anything like that. So the Hermit is the kind of that resource that you need to tap into in order to progress. Because as your middle card here, you have the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is stability. This is true abundance and stability. The Four of Pentacles is this desire just to hold on to whatever you have, grasping at what you have. Look how tight he is holding on to those pentacles, that he doesn't even understand that if you just let go, that you could have something as satisfying and stable as the Four of Wands here. There's something to celebrate in your future. This is, I mean, whatever. This could be marriage. It could be going on a vacation, buying a new home, traveling. What the point is with this card is it's celebration. Look at those people in the card where their hands are up, reaching the sky, where he is holding, clenching onto these pentacles for dear life. So the Hermit within you is trying to transform you, trying to let you go into the night, move into the moon's energy, and be guided through instinct to these Four Wands that's waiting for you, that the universe is trying to give you. Because there's joy, there's friendship, there's love, there is companionship, compatibility. This is a card of festivity and cheer and abundance and celebration. And that's exactly what the Four of Wands, look how beautifully these cards go together. But it's such, this second row is so transformative from this row right here. So release yourself from whatever prison that is. A relationship that's ended, a friendship, a job, whatever situation that you had going on, because there's definitely abundance and happiness waiting on the other side. We have the moon. What's next? The sun. Okay. Let's see what else we have coming out for you for the month of July. And remember, this might not end up being exactly in, July might be for the next couple months, but there's something, there has to be a transformation where you turn over and you walk outside of that prison. Maybe having a realization, this aha moment, that I think is channeled through the Hermit, right? So it lands like this. That's why it's really important for you, Cancer, to really sit down with yourself, or if not sitting, actually going for a walk through the woods, getting some exercise and moving, getting the blood coursing through you, because that's what the Hermit is. He walks a great deal. It looks like he's just on solid, land, but he's actually made it all the way to the mountaintop. So I think you need to start getting in touch with nature, your world, and think about all your experience and what you're holding on to. Let's see what the last two cards are. Okay. So Cancer. So with this Ace of Swords, I see you finally coming to an answer. One that maybe has been escaping you for a very long time, could have been a couple months or years even. I feel that you're finally going to grasp that knowledge about yourself or a situation, and it's going to enable you to cut through and cut through to your truth, your who you are. And it could be dealing with a situation that really didn't have your best interest for quite a long time. With the Ten of Swords here, this indicates that it was probably, it could have been a very long time. And I think you will have this moment in July where you now know what has been keeping you back. You now know who has not had your back. You now know who you can trust. Okay. This person at the front, that could be indicating somebody who you know who is, you know, not done you very well. Or else maybe that's you finally realizing that you need to move on. You're looking back at these people because you know that you need to do what you have to do for yourself. But more importantly, what I just want you to know is that this Ace of Swords is going to come to you um, probably in the month of July, and it's going to clarify a lot. You're going to see very clearly, um, in a really amazing way, just what you need to know for yourself, for your own values, and how you're going to move on. I think that is how you get to those Four of Wands right there. Because then lastly, we have the King of Cups. And I see this as you, Cancer, and how you're moving away from the Five of Swords. You're looking in a different way. You're looking to the right, he's to the left. So I think you're going to be using your instinct with the moon here and moving forward, getting out of these really troubled waters of darkness and not knowing. And I think you will eventually move on away from the situation. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. This could indicate a person in your life who might be kind of vitriolic, might be kind of somebody who's a little quick or brash, quick with their tongue, a little, I don't want to say violent, but might have just had, you might have had some issues with this person, with the Five of Swords coming up and the Ten of Swords. I always think this person is kind of like all talk but no walk. They don't really put any action to what they say they're going to do. But I also see that this could be your Ace of Swords coming to you fast. So see it as it resonates. Then we have a Page of Wands. Going back to the quote is, why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open? I think this is you starting to walk fearlessly out that door. There is a lot of excitement here with the Page of Wands, and there's a lot of spontaneity and adventure. I think you're going to find in the month of July, that you're ready. You're ready to walk away. And look how the Page of Wands here is walking away from this Knight of Swords. I think this is just that harsh energy, this energy that just held you back a little. And I feel like you're going to be walking away into something that's more peaceful and in line with who you are. I mean, it could be meeting a lover, of course, but I think this means also that you have this choice. Here are these people almost like the bars of jail, or I see this as like the Two of Wands, where you have this choice. But it's a big choice. This is a big step in a new direction with the Lovers here as a major arcana card. You have this choice to move forward in a direction that complements who you are deep inside of you, or something that, holds you back. You're going to have this opportunity to step into this new world. Okay. And I see the Wands, Page of Wands, moving right into that. Because here you are, a whole new reality is dawning. This is the new normal card. I think we've all heard that word a little too much going on the news, the new normal, but I think you're going to reestablish and restructure how you see yourself. I think you're becoming a lot more rigid, putting up boundaries. I see you becoming more disciplined with how you want to be seen and treated. And the Emperor is very much like a Cancer because he has this armor on him. And he has learned through many experiences throughout the years of how to protect himself. This is true protection. This is just almost like novice protection. Everyone knows that you don't have control over things by holding on to, right? We have to let those pentacles go. You don't have control by grasping. The emperor doesn't grasp. The emperor just knows that what's here for him will stay, and if you're not here for him, you can go. And he sets the rules. He sets the tone. He sets the new normal. And I think that's what you're walking into, should you choose to. So, I mean, Cancer, this is a lot for you for the month of July and onward, but walk out those prison doors and step into new possibilities, step into this new freedom, because it's going to be here for you once you unlock your own door. Okay. All right, Cancer, that's what I have for you tonight. So thank you for joining me. That was your July reading. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much.